You have likely seen some of these murals while driving through Los Angeles, transforming blank spaces into colorful, uplifting messages. They are the work of a local artist and fashion designer, Ruben Rojas. For the last 10 years, he's been using the city as a canvas to encourage change in communities, calling on people to live through love. He joins us live in studio this morning. Ruben, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we were talking here during the commercial break before this that I now know that I've seen some of the work all around Los Angeles and beyond, dozens and dozens of pieces. Tell us more about it for folks who maybe haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, I've been painting for a couple years now, and the public canvas is such an opportunity and a responsibility because I'm painting something that normally could be a billboard, but now it's art and allowing me to spread my message, and it's to live through love. We operate out of love or we operate out of fear. And I just want to remind people that there is more love in the world, and it's out there. And sometimes, I ask myself, what is the message that I need to see to remind myself that, we can get out of fear, that it's not about car fires and bad weather and recession all the time. There's also love in the world. There's beauty in the world. There's humanity in the world.
And what inspired you to acknowledge that and then want to spread that message?
It's funny because I was a financial advisor for 10 years. I was doing really well, and 5 years into it, I found myself depressed. I'm single at the time. I don't have baggage. I'm not in debt. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I'm living in LA, but I'm like, why am I depressed? Why don't I want to get out of bed? What is going on with my life? So I had to start doing some work inside of me and start figuring this out. It led me back to finding my artistic roots. I've always been an artist, and I was avoiding it. I did everything else the world told me to do, and here I am. I started picking up the paintbrush. I chose it. I'm doing what I love, and I've never been happier.
Okay, so the painting is one thing. You also have a podcast about this message, Live Through Love. Tell us about that and the partnerships that creates.
So the podcast is now a year old. We just released episode 50, and I'm telling people how I choose love, how I live through love, by painting it, by wearing clothing, you name it. Now I'm having conversations showing that people are out there actually doing it. They're choosing love every single day in their form, whether they're chefs or athletes, celebrities, mothers, parents, business people. And it's their voices. And now we're just framing it in the same message of like, we all live through love. It's an opportunity. It's out there and it's all around us.
Yeah, and I love seeing the time-lapse videos of the work that you have done. And again, I know that I've come across some of your work around the LA area. What is one of the most interesting or surprising ways that you've heard of people doing this about spreading the love?
There's a million and one ways to do this. Sometimes it's taking art and trying to paint the love just the way I do it. Hey, this is what I put up. You've inspired me. Now I want to do it, and I want to share it with the world. Or a teacher doing it in their classroom for their kids to be inspired and say, hey, inspired by Ruben. So those are some cool ways of doing it. But I think we're doing it more often than not. We're choosing love more often than not and just not realizing it. And if we get to do it just automatically, we're just closer to our humanity.
Do you feel like maybe here during the extended pandemic that it's kind of grown popularity, that people are just wanting to really live this because of what we've all been through together? I mean, we were all through this, right?
Mm-hmm. So out of chaos, out of, hard times, we find some good. I think there's a lot of good that happened during the pandemic in the sense of we got closer to each other. We stayed home more. We were able to unite more and share more love and create more intimate moments. So I believe, yes, as a result of that, we're doing it now more than ever.
Yeah. Where can people find out more about your work, about the brand Live Through Love?
Everything's on RubenRojas.com, RubenRojas, my Instagram, Twitter, you name it.
How big is social media with all this?
It's huge. And let's make it bigger. Let's amplify love more often than not.
Let's put you on the news. Here we are, right? Making that work as well. Okay, last question. We've seen all the images of the time-lapse videos, the art. What else are you working on? I saw right there some tequila as well.
What does love taste like?
Tequila.
That's that bottle. It's artisanal. It's a small batch. It's beautiful. But the sculptures, I just finished up a sculpture that's going to Charleston. It's 15 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
Earlier this season, I debuted 2 with the NFL. One's in SoFi Stadium, so you can go there, visit it, and check it out. And one's in Highmark Stadium with the Buffalo Bills. The 15-footer is going to Charleston in front of the Children's Hospital. So just continue to amplify that message. I kick myself. Like, I turned a little scribble into this. And to be able to amplify and inspire people, like, it just humbles me.
That's great. You inspired us this morning, and hopefully our viewers as well. Ruben Rojas, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it, spreading that message.